Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm doing the review on the GT5 Pro. And so this phone, um, at least for my case, it has a very big flaw. I'm going to go through the minor things first, uh, and I will tell you about the biggest flaw. So for right now, the software, the apps, the I guess the usage of everything that is usable on the phone, it works fine. But what I realized with the phone, the camera and the back camera is actually very good. I uploaded a couple of videos, the scratch video that I did with the lottery tickets, as well as a test video where I saw the steam coming out of the clothes. So I wanted to show or wanted to see if it could capture that detail, and it perfectly was good at it. So the camera on the back is very good. The zoom on this thing is very good. It's very clear. You can get really down into the details if you use the 6x zoom on this thing. I'm not going to go through the whole like, oh, this works, that works kind of thing, but um, the main issues, or let's start off with the minor issues. So the minor issue here, one thing I don't like about this phone is that the power button and the volume down button is quite close, and a lot of times, being that it is the way it is, I've been pressing on the volume down rather than the power. It's not a big issue, like I said, very small things. Um, Other small things is that the fingerprint here, you have to really press down on it. See, if you tap it like this, it does not work. It's not a very quick thing. Um, but like I said, everything else works fine. It's very smooth, no real issues on the software. Another small issue, some of you may find this as a big issue, is that the battery life on this thing is not very good. I could use it to make some phone calls with my family, and you would just watch this number drop, almost as though it's like a counter. So if you're using video calls with your friends or whatever, this phone is not going to last very long. The charging is also very fast though, so if you're charging, um, it doesn't take very long to charge it, but it also doesn't take very long to lose the battery. So I find myself having to charge the phone twice in a day. I am a heavy phone user because I usually use the internet basically all day. With that being said, I mean, if you're just having this in your pocket, yeah, maybe all right. But if you're using it to make calls or do those kind of things, you may encounter some issues. With that being said, though, currently I'm using the global ROM. This was installed by the seller, and the seller helped me. Actually, the seller has been very good. He's been working with me with all the issues, and if possible, we'll be returning this item because it's not usable. And so I'll tell you why. So the next thing here, let me just pull this up here, is that there's going to be a number of apps that are unusable, and one being Coinbase. As you guys know, I am an investor in some crypto, and I use Coinbase, and Coinbase is not usable on this phone. And a lot of Coinbase related items, although the wallet still works here, but some games or whatever that are associated with Coinbase, they are also not usable on this phone. So with that being said, I haven't gone through obviously an entire list of items that are not usable, but there are some. I'm going to see if I can pull that information up. So just some small things. I forget how to do this now. So um, there's some like document viewers, some games. Adobe is also not usable on this thing. So these are some issues that I find. Like I said, when you watch a lot of the YouTube videos on the on phones or whatever, they usually just tell you the functions and whatever IP ratings and stuff like that. But when you go down to the nitty gritty, there are quite a few issues. So those were basically small issues. Another small issue that I encountered is when you're using the front-facing camera on this phone, it's almost as though that they try to beautify your image all the time. Not saying that I want to look ugly or whatever, and it's not that I'm a model or anything like that, but the function of beautifying is always on. It's weird because it's like it detects your face, so it knows to beautify that. But if you're taking an image of a regular item, for example, scenery or whatever, or something like that, it'll come out the way it's supposed to come out, and it will come out the same way as though you are taking a picture from the rear camera. Um, Other than that, the phone itself, I don't know of any other issues, but the cell signal in my area will randomly drop, um, regardless if there is signal or not. So I don't know why that was happening. And the biggest issue that I have right now is that, I talked with the seller about this, is that the phone, it it doesn't work. The 4G. So another issue that I've seen with this phone is I've never actually seen this thing hit 5G. It's always been stuck on 4G. I have no idea why. As you can see here, I do get a signal, and that's why I have the HD on, for the high definition calling ability. So, but the problem here is that, as you can see here, here's a news article I've pulled up through Google, and I'm going to click it, and you're going to see that nothing happens. So it doesn't have any internet no matter where I'm at. I'm using Mint Mobile, and the seller said that it would have to be a T-Mobile. So I also have a T-Mobile SIM card available, and I also tried that, and it just doesn't work for whatever reason. In this area, I'm stuck on band 5, which was the one of the accepted bands for this phone. And I'm going to show you. I'm not sure if I still have that app. So here's the cell phone app here. Let me see if it will pull up the information. So as you can see here, the cell phone, oops, sorry about that. So the cell phone is pulling up on band 5 LTE, and it's a -9, so it should be able to pull data. So -10 is considered a good signal. A -20 would be considered a bad signal. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys something. So I can't really show you how to do this, but this is the engineering mode here. So if you go down to the manual setup and you go into the communications, and so currently I'm on SIM 2. So I believe if I hit this, so you can see that SIM 2 works. So in the engineering mode, you can actually check out the bands that are available on the phone here. And the phone, oops, sorry about that. It doesn't, the engineering mode also doesn't work without a signal. Let me see if I can pull this back one page. And so one thing with this phone is that T-Mobile is using a lot of the newer bands, and the problem is that, so this phone, so on SIM 2, I was playing around with it. That's why everything's check marked, trying to see if there is any bands. So this phone does not use any of these last three bands here. It's not equipped with it. That's why no matter if I select it or not, it does not turn on. So I'm not sure if in this area it's using these three bands. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but This here is the the only bands that are not available, and the only band. So I played again with these three here. I was trying to deselect or reselect. So you can turn off and turn on all the bands on the phone except for the last three. And whatever reason in this area, it's only catching signal 5 or band 5 or whatever. And anything other than that, it's not working. As I can show you here, if I disconnect it, and you're not going to see any of these bands work. So the minute I disconnect it, you're going to see that the phone, it will lose its signal. So it's kind of weird. I'm not sure why it'll do that, um, but it just will not have any kind of data signal associated once you disconnect band 5. And of course, I live in kind of a rural area, but that does not explain why that the band 5 is the only one, because I tested my current phone that I'm using to record this video. You see that it drops. I have multiple bands, also in the I believe it's N41 band, as well as the band 41 on the 4G. So I guess with that being said, that this phone is basically useless to me, and I'm not sure if it'll be the same case for you guys who are using the phone. So I'm in the process to see if I can return it. If it's not possible, then this phone will just literally be a small tablet, because I mean the phone calls, they work well um, when it does connect. So I haven't had any issues with phone calls or receiving those notification text messages. And that's why I didn't realize that it wasn't working, because most of the time I don't really use the internet other than on Wi-Fi. But yesterday when I was trying to call my family through the phone, one of the apps, I just couldn't connect, and I couldn't figure out why, because it was showing that it was on 4G. So I was thinking that, and I was right next to the cell phone tower, very good strength, but it just didn't work. Uh, One good thing is that when it does connect to the cell phone band, let me see. I don't think I reconnected it, so I haven't had any issues whereby the phone would like have a lower bar. It's always at full bars, so that's that's weird. It is connected, but now it doesn't want to connect at all, so it's even worse. So but anyways, I haven't had any issues with the phone calling. It always worked there, and so I guess you could use this as a non-smartphone, if anything, which is also kind of weird too, because I mean you pay kind of a large sum of money. I mean, to some people, $500 is not that much, but to others is actually quite a bit of money, considering that you're just getting a phone. Um, but like I said, it could be due to this thing being a global ROM. I'm not sure if that changed the settings, but uh, the problem is that with that being said, it's yeah, like I said, it's just really not a useful phone at all. And now I have no signal whatsoever, so that's even worse. But it has nothing to do with the seller. The seller did their part, and like I said, I gave a shout out to them in the last video, because they really took the time out to provide a good service. And but anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I was just a little disappointed because I was really starting to like the phone. It is a bit heavy, so when you're also carrying the phone, you feel the weight, and if you're laying on your back, it does kind of want to fall on your face basically because of the weight. But it's too bad because I was really starting to like the phone. Um, it's just that it's not going to work for me, at least not in my area. And it may work in your area if you have different company. The seller showed me that the bands work very well with T-Mobile as well as the U.S. Cellular. And if you guys have one of those other frequencies that your phone may attach to, or maybe it's just that I have a defective phone, it could be that too. But if you're in a better area, it may work for you. There's no guarantee though, because as you can see here, that my phone is not working, so it may not work for you too. So there's no guarantee. I can't promise you anything. As if it's not working for me, I can't really tell you that it's going to work for you. So that's all I have. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. Very disappointed. Very nice phone, but it's just not useful. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.